Well, good morning everybody. It's a bit of a dull start. It's Saturday the 1st of June and I'm on my way over to Alan Jeffries to get my 12,000 mile service on my R1200GS. Now, what I've actually done is, the actual service they said will take probably a couple of hours, so I've actually booked out another GS for a test ride. But I've booked out the R1250GS, the new shift cam system one. So I'm going to be doing a direct comparison against my R1200GS and the R1250GS. Now, as you know, everybody says that the 1250 is a smoother engine, it's a quicker engine, it's everything that the engine should be. Well, my bike has been to a place in Leicester called Hilltop. It was recommended by P-Pot1 through Smart, and he said that what they do to your bike is give you back the engine it should always be, or always should have been. So about 18 months ago I took it to Hilltop and I had it, they ran it on a dyno. I'll try and get the pictures up if I can find them and I'll put them up on the screen in a minute. They ran it on a dyno, they then did their remap on it, and then they basically, as they said, gave me back the engine it always was. So basically, in a nutshell, what happened was that when they first dynoed it, on the rear wheel, it was kicking out 100 brake horsepower. So even though they say it's 125, it was actually only kicking out 100 on the back wheel. And that's because they check it on the crank, and this is being checked on the actual rear wheel. So you lose quite a bit in between. So by the time they'd done what they were going to do, they'd actually increased it from 100 brake horsepower to 113. So it now kicks out 113. So basically what that means is it should be on a level playing field with the 1250. So your question is it worth getting mine's a 2017 model, is it worth getting it remapped at the cost of 350 quid? Or should you just chuck thousands of pounds at it and upgrade it to a 1250? Stay tuned, keep watching. This is going to be the ultimate answer.
Well guys, just like I said, I'm now outside, I don't know if you can see that, I'm now outside Alan Jeffries in Keighley, and I've just come to pick up this baby, which I think is going to be a fun exercise to ride it. Obviously I think they've just given it a quick wash down for me. It's brand new, it's got all the latest stuff on it. It's got your TFT screen, I think it's a TE model, I think it's got the the mount for your sat nav and everything, which is good. So there's not a lot of difference between this one and the one that I've got other than the engine. And like I was saying to you before, it's a 1250 shift cam and I've got the 1200 Hilltop, so I will let you know what I think of it as we go along. Okie dokie.
Well, the initial pickup feels better than my bike, but I'm still not convinced it's any quicker. It's just the initial pickup feels a lot better, definitely. So, that in itself is a positive. Obviously around this roundabout, back the way I came. Oh God, these tyres at slow speed, awful. Crikey. I'll show you the profile of them in a bit when I get my other camera out. These traffic lights are shocking. Here we go. Quick shifter, is it any better? About the same really, no better or worse. Feels a little stiffer, but I think the bike's not done that many miles actually, to be honest. The thing is though, when you test ride a bike, when you ride your own bike, you're not always whipping the throttle back on it, so you're not always aware of how punchy the engine is, you know, unless you're going out with your mates on a Sunday, but for everyday riding, you would not be doing what I'm doing. So yeah, when you open the throttle up on this thing, it does go, but I'm sure if you open the throttle up on mine, it does go. The pickup feels a bit quicker, but let's just get past some of these. Very, very strong engine, definitely. Just watch out for right turners. That's alright, it's fine. Solid white, which we're allowed to do that. It feels very, very responsive on the throttle, which mine does not. So that is a big tick in the box. It gives you the overall feeling that it's it spins up quicker than what mine does. And that's what I've always thought was a slight issue with mine, that it just doesn't spin up quick enough. You know, but once you get the thing going, you know, once you actually get it going, it's rapid, you know, and I think that would there be much between that and this? I think that this possibly would have the edge, but not much of an edge. Right.
Hello everybody again. So here's the bike now. I've just pulled up at my daughter's, and funny enough, it's supposed to be 25 degrees and sunshine, but it's not 25 degrees and it's bloody raining. So but yeah, so the bike overall, it's no different to my bike. It looks the same apart from the graphics on the tank. Same wheels, exhaust, everything's pretty much the same. Obviously the engine, like I've discussed before, and these tyres, which are absolutely, for me personally, shocking. The front tyre is just awful. I don't know, it's had a bit of wear, but it's a relatively new bike, so just ugh. You can see that people have been pushing it a bit worn on the edges. So there you go, there's the remote for me GoPro. Yeah, overall no different to mine really. Engine, like I say, yet again, everything else works exactly the same. Just a good standard GS really.
Well, here we go guys, back on my bike now, having ridden the R1250. Where to? Let's go home. Saying farewell to Alan Jeffries. I've, like I say, just had my service. I had to have rear pads fitted to it, which are not picking cheap. And yes, I can do them myself, but going away in a week's time, and I don't know whether or not I would have been able to get it done in time. So I sod the expense, and I got them to do it, which is too much really. But having said that, a friend of mine, he had the same issue with his Triumph, and it was silly money. And when he come to actually get it, he said, I'll do it myself. So when he came to get the pads off the internet, they were no cheaper. So must be some sort of cartel. So yeah, there you go. That's the bike over there. I really enjoyed it. I've got a custom seat on this, by the way. So mine's so plush in comparison. It's got the old. I mean, you know, the seat is good, but compared to mine that I've got on this, nowhere near. You know, so yeah. So obviously now I've ridden one, I can ride this, and I'll let you know what it's like, difference like. There's nothing in it. You know, honestly, this picks up as it clears quick. That is a nice crisp response on that. But like I was saying to you, that what happens is that you don't do bursts of power down the road because you think you're a bloody idiot, you know. But honestly, my gearbox is smoother than that one, and that's the truth. My quick shifter was smoother than that one, but it's done 12,000 miles, so you know, it's just that slightly better worn in, I suppose. You know, the lines are down. Is it that much better? Yes, it is. You know, but this is still really, really good and absolutely not worth spending. You know, £6,000 to £8,000 on an upgrade. Just not worth it. Just not worth it to me. I shall wait. Probably by the time I come to buy a bike, they'll all be electric ones anyway. So, you know, it's actually redone my back. They've rebled it and new pads in it. Because the rear brake on that one was better than mine. You know, it was firm underfoot, where mine's always been a bit soggy and spongy, really. You know, that is better, by the way. So yeah, so you know, my conclusion is, you know, that shift cam system is amazing, and it does crispen up the acceleration on your bike, no end. Do you know what I mean? So it's got some real good positives about the bike. No negatives really. The tyres, but that's not the bike, that's the tyre manufacturers, and you know, there is a bit of wear on those tyres, so whether or not they just squared off, I don't know, but they just felt awful. For me personally, would I change? No, I wouldn't. But having said all that, it's an amazing bike, and anyone who upgrades from a stock 1200, especially if you come from if you actually come from an air oil one, I would definitely say you're going to get a massive improvement. From an LC one to it, you will see an improvement, but it's not that massive, and it's worth. If you're in the market for changing your bike anyway, you haven't got any issues, you know. But I wouldn't say, oh, I have to have it because it's so much better. I would just say it's a natural upgrade, it's a natural improvement, and it just makes you think when you actually do come to go for another bike of that size. Your BM's the choice. Your BMW R1250GS is definitely the one. No doubt about it.